We can think of all group members as actors, each playing a role. Doing a good job means fulfilling the expectations of the role. We all have a number of diverse roles: student, employee, friend, child, parent, volunteer, neighbor, and so on. Different groups impose different role requirements on individual people. Many of our roles are compatible. Some create conflicts. Role conflict occurs within a single role when the expectations of the role are incompatible, when compliance with one requirement may make it more difficult to comply with another requirement. For example, a job description may require someone to do quite a bit of work on their own, but their manager may expect them to work closely with other people to get the work done. Role conflict can have a negative impact on a variety of outcomes, like satisfaction, commitment, performance, motivation, health, and well-being. People can also experience inter-role conflict when the expectations of different roles are incompatible. Within organizations, most employees are part of an occupation group, a work group, a department or division group, and various demographic groups. Each one of these identities has its own set of expectations, and those expectations can clash with those of other groups, other roles. Mergers and acquisitions can create inter-role conflict. Employees are torn between identifying with their parent company or identifying with the new company. Multinational organizations have similar challenges. People might be torn between identifying with the local division or identifying with the international organization. Members' perceptions and expectations can influence how well the group performs. Role expectations refer to how others believe you should act in a given situation. The psychological contract is an unwritten agreement between an employee and their employer. It includes their mutual expectations, what the employee expects from the employer, and what the employer expects from the employee. If these implied expectations are not met by either party, there are usually negative consequences. Of course, when employees don't do their job, they may be terminated. But what happens when an organization doesn't fulfill its side of the bargain? Employees can become dissatisfied, uncommitted, resistant to change, cynical, and they may decide to quit. Role perceptions refer to a person's view or understanding of how they are supposed to act in a given situation. In some situations, role expectations and role perceptions are not aligned. Role perceptions come from the stimuli around people, their colleagues, their job description, their interpersonal interactions. But any perception is susceptible to error and a variety of biases. This is one of the reasons why managers need to clarify expectations and make sure that people understand them as they are intended to be understood. Sometimes managers expect people to do something that they don't expect to do. In the next part of this lecture, we're going to cover group norms and performance.